All right. Well, hello. Hello. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. Well, we got to say airplanes and trains, I guess, right? You know, let me fix my thing back here. Give me a second. There we go. All right, yeah, man, why am I like all see-through? Hello. I guess I need some light. Give me a second. All right, we're getting there. Let me fix my camera real quick. The filters and chroma key and faults. Yes, bam. All right, it's a little better now. All right, very good. Yeah, I changed the name. We're now called the what's it called? The Fat Flyers Federation in Gaming. You know, I'm a little on the plus size myself, so that's what we gonna call it. Anyways, let's get in this CRJ. We're gonna fly from Poland to Frankfurt, and we're gonna jump in the ICE free train and conduct the ICE 3 to Berlin. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I like the train simulator. That's a fun game, man. I fall asleep often actually when I'm playing that. It's a good thing they got Sifa and the other dead man pedals you got to push depending on what part of the world you're in. Because, and I do tend to fall asleep, man. That's like start drooling immediately for me. Like hearing the sound of trains, especially older trains and like freight trains, man. It's like I just push the button and start drooling. All right, let me get this here fired up. Now I do have the fly-by-wire traffic injection. We have Sayintentions up and ready. I have it muted right now because there's been a lot of chatter in the area today of the world where we're at. So let me go ahead and get this up here and resume. Yeah, man, we have this here. Lufthansa Cityline CRJ-900 with the Boris audio sound package. I'm not going to use GSX or anything like that today with this. We're just going to set it up, use slew mode to back up, and taxi to the runway and get out of here. So this is an actual flight from Wroclaw to Frankfurt. It's a CLH-2306. All right, so first things first. Now I am using my flight stick today, so the camera controls might be a little wonky. I did break the controller a little bit. I have to put this part back on. I guess something fell on it, I guess, overnight, and it knocked off one of the hat control buttons. I can still use it. It's just instead of it having like this nice pad for my thumb now, it's on bare meats. On the bare meat. All right, let's see here. So nose wheel steering is off. Actually, let's put our tablet on. And let's get ground control connected. Let's see here. Ground power cart connected. Heck that. Why can't I hear anything from... That's because the sound is very low right now. All right, let's open up the passenger door. We could technically get the jetway connected. I'm not going to worry about that. All right, let's open up the cargo doors. We'll just pretend. All right, so that's off. See here, all the hydraulic switches are off. Very good. Gear is down. Spoilers are down. Flaps are down. Let's see here is... Radar is off. That's good. Parking brake is up. ADG is where it should be, and emergency flaps are where they should be as well. Very good. Let's go ahead and get our battery turned on. and connect the external power. All right, very good. That's all connected. Let's turn up some lights. Get that light switch. Do this one here as well. This one activates turns on the lights for the glare shield and the pedestal down here. Let's also go over to GigaChad. Let's get his turned up here. And let's come over to my side. Turn you up there. All right, we're not going to turn on the APU yet. I mean, even though it's a simulator and we're not paying for gas, we'll turn that off. We'll leave it off for now. Let's get our navigation aligned. Come down yonder. Turn you on to nav. To the nav. Now let's go forward a bit. You out of the way. All right, let's see here. We have the new AirX cycle here. Go to position initialization. Put in WR. All right, now I actually would like to look at something real quick. So before we confirm our position, let me pull this up here. When I was trying this earlier, our compass was off by about 8 degrees, and I think it's because I didn't put in the right coordinates. So let me look at something here. Let me look at coordinates for the parking stands. Parking stands, coordinates. All right, so we're at number 10. The parking stands 9 through 11 is an 065. I wonder if I can plug this in myself. 51065 1652. This one's pretty close here. Let's do this one here. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, we'll do this one here. Let's go back. Plug that in. Very good. Now for the flight plan, I have the Navigraph, the hub transmitter downloader thing. So I downloaded the flight plan already into the community, not the community page, it's under local state. Anyways, I downloaded it the right way. So if we go into index here, we can now go into route menu and choose our route. Secondary, now let's activate it and execute, and now that becomes our primary route. But I mean, you would just type everything in the way that you normally do with the Boeing MCs operates almost identical to it when you're typing in the flight plan. So let me go to departure. We got to departure there. Let me go to arrival. Make sure we do active flight plan for the arrival. All right, that's good. Let's choose our runway. We have 25 right. D, and we're doing DF426. Let's execute that. Let's go to the legs page and get rid of any discontinuities. Got one there. Let's delete that out of the way. And then I do want to go into, at least would like to put in the cruising altitude. If I remember right, I believe it's 32,000. Let's plug that in for now. Right. 32,000. All right, let me check out the flight plan. Go to legs, and we're just going to use this up arrow to go through everything. Looks good. We may get vectored from Sayintentions, but for now that's okay. All right, let me go ahead and set up our actual flashlight on. Nope. I wonder if that's coming from the dome. Let me turn the dome light off. Now it must just be the time of day. All right, let's go to briefing preview. Let's click fetch. And we have 76 people on board, so let's do 76. We have 6182 for fuel. So let's see here, that and 6170. I guess we can just type it in. 6182, enter. And for our cargo, we have 1708. So let's do like 1200. We'll do 1208 here. And then we'll do 500 here. All right, very good. That's done. We can now set this in the simulator and copy that into the FMC. It's like dry conditions. Let's do our takeoff speeds. We can see there's not much here right now. We can set all, and now all of our V speeds are set. So all of that is good. All right, so that's all aligned. Good. Now let's start setting up the actual airplane. We're going to get everything set up, and then right before we back up, I'm going to contact the tower and get our flight plan registered with Sayintentions and all that. We have probably about 10 minutes of setting up things. So first of all, with this airplane, you don't really have to do it in the simulator because I don't believe there's any failures, but I like doing it, so we're going to do it. And it's my show, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. My show. You got your show, you do what you want to do. For me, I'm gonna do what I want to do. All right, first things first, let's get the hydraulics page pulled up. Click on down here under hydraulics. You can see they're all off. Let's put on pump 3A. All right, now we can see we have some juice. Go ahead and put this back on stat page. That way we have page 2 of our messages here. So let's put the emergency light switch on and make sure that info pops up. Yep, we can see emergency light switches on. Put our passenger and seatbelt signs on auto. And now let's put the emergency switch off again. Now see that they're off. Emergency lights are now off. Let's test the oxygen. Come back here. All right, very good. Let's get old Frederick up here. Hey, Frederick, what's happening, dude? This screen does nothing, by the way, in the game. I know in real life it probably shows you something, but in the sim it don't show you shit. It don't show you anything. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the same thing on GigaChad's side. All right. Very good. And the audio warning lights are out. That's very good. Now, if you've already done a flight today, you don't need to do this, but we didn't do a flight yet today in this, so. All right, let's see here. Batteries on. EC is off. That's good. All the generator switches are in auto. IDGs are guarded and off. That's very good. Next thing we're going to do is just do our fire test. Now it's kind of difficult to see the verbiage show up, but it's going to show up on this page here in green lettering if the test worked okay. So let's hold it for a couple of seconds. Yeah, we can see the green lettering popped up, so that's good. Click on the master caution light. Fire system is okay. Go ahead and turn on the nav and the logo. Nav and logo. Very good. Next thing we're gonna do is make sure the fuel boost pumps are there. That's good. Now, with the bleed system in here, you really don't need to mess with anything. The only thing you need to do is just turn the isolation valve open. The bleed valves here and the bleed source here, this bleed source never comes into play unless you have this set to manual. Now, if this ever gets set to manual, then this bleed source comes into play. But if this is always set to auto, then you can spin this any direction you want and it won't do anything. But if you ever set this to manual, then you would have to choose where you want it coming from. But when it's in auto, you don't have to worry about it. So we'll leave those alone. All right, let's go ahead and turn the APU on. So let's go ahead and bring up the electronic menu. Let's click on electrics. We can see that we have no power right here. Go back to stats because that'll show us the APU when we turn it on. Let's go ahead and click on the power and fuel button. All right, we can see APU open. APU doors open. Let's get that started. Click on start stop. APU should be firing up. I seem to recall in one of the other CRJs that I flew, I don't remember if it was the 700 or the 500, but I seem to recall being able to go into the actual like cabin part. In this one I can't do it. So I'm wondering if it's not available in every CRJ, but I do remember doing it in one of them. I don't remember which one. I think it was the 700. All right, APU is on. You can also see that because now AC says available. It's not drawing from the external power. Very good. Let's see, hydraulic switches are off. Let's go to the hydraulic page again. And let's go ahead and turn all the pumps on. See, quantities are where they should be, somewhere between 45 and 85%. That's good. We can engage the stabilizer trim. Now, I don't believe this is modeled in the simulator, but still click them anyways. Good to do. Now we can switch the hydraulics. 3A we're going to leave on the whole time. These now we're going to switch down to auto because they'll come on automatically again once the engine kicks on. ELT, let's make sure that is up and armed. Very good. Let's go ahead and go to the pressurization panel. So let's go. And CS. All right, we can see that everything looks good there. Now we're gonna set our let's see here, altitude. Go back up top here. All right, so manual altitude is in the center over there. That's good. They're off and guarded. Manual rate is full decrease. That's good. Air conditioning panel, let's go ahead and put the packs on auto. Put the recirculation fan on. Temperature control modes are in auto. Ram air is guarded and closed. See, the wing cowls and the wing are off. Let's go ahead and put on the window heat on low. Let's go to the anti-ice panel here. All right, anti-ice there. Now we're gonna test it. So let's go back here and test. All right, good. We get that. Let's release that. Oh, I heard somebody coughing. Cool. All right, let me check our compass now. This was an issue, like I said earlier. So it looks like we're about 28 on the heading, 25, 26 maybe. And it looks like we are pretty close to accurate. That's good. All right, let's test our stall warnings here. So let's make sure they're both on. Stall warning and stall warning. All right, so what will happen is we're going to push the button. We should see the on, continuous on button show up. So let's make sure that happens. Yep. And Giga Chad side. All right, very good. Go ahead and set our barometers. Get that pulled up here from Navigraph. We're almost done setting up the airplane. I like doing all these checks and shit. I think it's fun. Oh, what is this? There we go. All right, 999 or 2950. Let's go ahead and set this up for 999. Let's set the middle one here. It'd be nice if they would all like sync up together, but I know that's not probably how it is in the real world, but in the sim world it would be nice if it did that. All right, let's shoot for 999 as well. All right, very good. So that's done. And let's make sure. All right, very good. So versionary selector, that's on normal. And we do have FMS1, and we are in that mode there. That's good. All right, very good. So let's go ahead. The altimeters are done. Cockpit voice recorder, let's test that. So we're gonna hold this button in for a few seconds until that lights up green. All right, very good. That's now in green. Anti-skid test. Make sure anti-skid shows up. Yep. That's good. And let's go ahead and hold in the MLG bay overheat.
Zero bay overheat.
All right, very good. That's done. All right, let's go ahead and finish setting up our flight management computer. We still need to make sure VNav is set up and performance. So it's really 3 pages you have to worry about in here. Really, it's a few pages, but it's really like your flight plan, your VNav, and performance. So let's go to performance. Have all of that. Now we can type all this in manually if you wanted to. You know, the fuel and the cargo, we're just going to leave that because that got brought in from our tablet. Let's plug in. This doesn't have any kind of wind with it, so you know, as far as like being able to plug it in manually, that's what you have to do. You can't just push a button and have it brought in. All right, so let's see here. Our average wind is 200 by 45. That's for cruising. that in. Our ISA deviation on average is -3, so let's put -3. Now let's scroll down, get to climb wind. We're going to 34,000 feet, so I'm just going to plug in 31,000 here. 199 by 74. And our... Oh, I thought that was my initials for a second. I was like, oh my god, that's almost my first and last name. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know I was so famous over in Europe. And for descent, I'm gonna plug in, like, you know, close to our top of descent, which is gonna be 32,000. So we'll plug in 208 by 42. That's all set up. Execute. Next page. So taxi fuel, have 27. Reserves are 789. Very good. So that's done. Go to VNAV setup now, and our transition altitude for takeoff is 6,500. I remember from looking at the sheets earlier, the charts. And for transition on way down is 5,000 feet. Okay, that's all done. So now we got pretty much everything set up here. I just want to go in and just double check everything. So that's good. Position's good. I know that. IRS is enabled. Your VOR and DME usage is enabled. Global navigation is active. Database, there shouldn't really be anything in there. SCOP defaults, arrival data. All right, so 25 right D. All right, very good. So we are all good there. Let me just go ahead and see if I can plug this in. I haven't tried to plug in a fix here yet before. RW. Oh, okay, you have to plug in distance. I don't, yeah, it won't let you plug in an actual airport. All right, no worries. Not a big deal. I mean, you can plug in your course and other information, but all right, very good. So we're all set up. Let's go ahead and get clearance. Double check our checklist here. Make sure we don't have anything else to do before we... let's check our braking temperature. Braking temperature is good. Have it synced N1, that's good as well. And go ahead and see here, let's arm the thrust reversers to make sure that they actually show up here on the screens here. Yep, thrust reversers show up. Arm TCAS. Let's make sure that's good. So we have auto, traffic is on, above and below. All right, very good. So that's all good. Display fan switch. R2 is guarded and closed. Let's put this on. Lock trim button as well. All right, display fan is normal. Avionics is normal. Lock trim is good. We can now click on the yaw dampener as well now. That's good. And I believe we're ready to start up. Let's go ahead and put the signs actually on. I do want to plug in our landing altitude in case we need to do a go around and come back. So it's 404 feet here. So we're gonna see it right here is blue. It's in the 0. We're gonna go ahead and set that now. I believe it goes in 20-foot increments. What's that say? That's like 340, so like a handful more clicks. And we are at 420. Let's go back one. All right, 400 is good. Go ahead and get rid of all the close up everything so we can get rid of that. Get rid of cargo doors. Close up the doors here. Remove the chocks, which will also remove the ground power cart. All right, let me get Sayintentions turned on. Hey man, what's up, dude? Doing pretty good, man. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a while. So yeah, you haven't really missed anything. I just haven't been on. But yeah, man, it's good seeing you, dude. Hopefully everything is well down there in New Zealand. All right, let me test the radio to make sure radios are coming through. Comms check 1212.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
Comms check 1212.
All right, let's get ATIS.
Information service is requested.
All right, Juliet is what we need.
Back all runway and hold short instructions. At
Copernicus, that's cool. Copernicus clearance, Lufthansa 2306 requesting IFR clearance to Frankfurt. Information, Juliet.
CRJ-900, information Juliet is current. Cleared to Frankfurt via the ULGI to Alpha departure, then have filed. Departure runway 11. Initial climb altitude 4,000 feet. Departure on 123.04 squawk 5324.
Cleared to Frankfurt via the Ugly 28 departure, then is filed. Departure runway 11. Initial climb altitude 4,000 feet. Departure on 123.04 squawk 5324. Lufthansa 2306.
CRJ-900, radar correct. Contact tower on 120.255.
Yeah, it looks like I need to contact the tower instead of... I don't see any ground frequencies here. Let me try them for pushback and engine start clearance.
Boarding has started, Captain Gregory, and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
That's,
Oh my gosh, welcome aboard Lufthansa Cityline Flight 2306. We're flying from Wroclaw to Frankfurt, which is, like, super exciting, right? So, please take your seats according to your boarding passes and, like, stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any help, just give a shout to me or my awesome crew, which includes, like, Anna, Mike, and, Sarah. We're here to make your flight totally fab. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SI_Georgina for all the behind-the-scenes fun. Yay!
yeah, that's our Instagram girl, by the way. Copernicus Tower, Lufthansa Cityline 2306 requesting pushback and engine start clearance.
Okay, Captain. All doors in flight and
Oh, shit.
check.
Wrong
Boarding is
thing.
completed, and we're ready for
I
takeoff.
contacted the cabin crew instead of the tower. Copernicus Tower, Lufthansa Cityline 2306 requesting pushback and engine start clearance. Such a dork.
CRJ-900, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just do slew mode. All right, very good. So that's all done. Let's go ahead, and I believe we're ready to get our engine started. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Checklist. Already checked our route. Got our set up our trim after we get the engine started. Set up VNAV already. All that. Takeoff briefing is EPU is on. Got our papers on board. We have our takeoff data set. I believe now all that's left is start the engine. Let's put the beacon lights on. And then we do need to make sure. Okay, so let's put the beacon lights on. Let's turn on the fuel pumps. And go to the fuel page and make sure we don't have an increase in temperature too much. We already set the hydraulic pumps to auto. That's good. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start up the engine then. We'll start up the engine number 2 first. Once N2 gets around 20%, we'll add some fuel in. I screwed up the start, I think, because second here. When I played with my throttle on my flight stick wasn't in the correct place, and when I altered it, I think it shut off the fuel. Alright, after that stabilizes, we're gonna turn off fuel pumps. And then we should see fuel low. Let me just get it stabilized first. And after that, we'll start up engine number 1. Very good. Let's turn these off. Yep. Low pump. All right, very good. So those work fine. Go ahead and get our other engine started up. They're all on auto, that's good. Let's turn our probes heat on. Anti-ice we don't need right now. Put our electronic page on, our electrics. Make sure our generators are working. Alright, generators are working just fine. Let's arm our nose wheel steering. And let's go back and go to the stat page. We're going to turn off the APU now. The first thing we're going to do is just click on the stop button. Once RPMs get down to 0, we can then push on the power fuel button. And we'll pretty much be ready to taxi at that point. almost at 0. Meantime, we can put our flaps down. Flaps and slats. All right, that's down to 0. We can now push on the power button to turn that off. That is all done. Check our flight controls. Flight controls are good. Let's set our trim now. So our trim, according to this, is 6.8. Go ahead and set this to 6.8. All right, we're into green there. That's good. Let's arm our thrust reversers. Wait, oh yeah, I forgot I had the spoilers on. All right, park and brake. All right, all that looks good. Now we can go ahead and taxi out and pretty much take off. The only couple things we need to do before we take off is just put on the manual button here and continuous flight. About it. All right, let's put on our taxi light. Get clearance from the tower. Copernicus Tower, Lufthansa Cityline 2306, requesting taxi clearance to runway 11.
CRJ-900, taxi to runway 11 Os, via Bravo 1, Charlie.
Taxi to runway 11 via Bravo 1 Charlie, Cityline, Lufthansa 2306. When I get up to the... After I turn around on the runway, because this runway you have to go and turn around. When we get up there, I want to go ahead and see if I can get into the back of the airplane. I haven't been able to do it yet. We'll see. I don't know. I know I was able to, like I said, I know I was able to do it.
For departure, Captain Gregory.
I know I've been able to do it.
Welcome aboard Lufthansa Cityline Flight 2306. We're flying from Wroclaw to Frankfurt, which is like super exciting, right? So please take your seats according to your boarding passes and like stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any help, just give a shout to me or my awesome crew, which includes like Anna, Mike, Cassia, and Tomek. We're here to make your flight totally fab. Now, let's talk about safety, First, to buckle your seatbelt, just insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear a click. To unbuckle, just lift the buckle, and voila, you're free. In case of an emergency, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Just pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Remember to secure your own mask before helping others, okay? And, if we need to use the swim vests, they are located under your seats. Just pull them out, put them over your head, and inflate them by pulling the red tabs. We have 2 emergency exits at the front and 2 at the back, and there are also 2 over the wings. To reach them, just follow the illuminated signs, and don't forget to check your seat pocket for the safety card. Oh, and after our meal service, I'll be coming around to sell some super cute articles from the Lufthansa shop, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for being awesome, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SI_Georgina for all the behind-the-scenes fun. Yay!
So, New Zealand, if you're still here... Hang on a second, let me contact the tower. Copernicus Tower, Lufthansa Cityline 2306, currently holding short, runway 11. Looking forward, departure clearance. Hang on a second.
CRJ-306, runway 11, winds 255 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, yeah, if you're still here at the end, like when I jump in the train, you'll see LZB and AFB and all that. I do have a document that I thought I had it yesterday. I forgot to look for it until today. But I have a document I can send you. I'll send you a link for it in Discord in a little bit. It goes over like in pretty good detail LZB, AFB, Sifa, what the different icons mean on the HUD. But yeah, essentially LZB is like a safety system where it's pretty much like a cruise control system, but oh, you know what? Actually, when we get to cruising altitude, you know what? I can actually put it in the chat. Once I get the autopilot on and all that, I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, it essentially LZB is essentially like the cruise control system in Germany, and it'll slow the train down automatically. It'll bring it to a stop. It'll, you know, start it up again like after you get to a stop. AFB is pretty much the like the magnet system where you have to be like under 85 kilometers an hour if it's 1,000 megahertz or forget what it's kilohertz or megahertz, but whatever. It has to do with the magnets and your speed. But yeah, it's the learning curve with that for sure. The worst part about that is whenever the train stops automatically, getting it like going again. It's not every train operates the same way. Some trains you can just bring your power lever all the way back down and then just re-engage. Some you have to go through a whole like plethora of stuff to get it moving forward again. All right, close enough. Let's put the parking brake back on. All right, so let's do this here. Let's put on that and that. Put on our lights. Oh shit. All right, parking brake is on. I'm not missing anything else. No, we look good. Okay, so let me make this bigger again. It should have LZB as well. LZB, you have to, if it has there should be a toggle switch in the cabinet for LZB, and then you have to go up to one of the screens, the screen on the left. You have to push number 9, then number 6 to activate it. And anyways, I'll send it over to you here in a moment. Let me let's get up in the air and then I'll get it over to you. Let me hand over comms controls to our co-pilot. All right, very good. We're ready to roll. Let's nav. Bring our display down. Yep. Oh yeah, no worries. Alright, landing gear up. Go takeoff power.
CRJ-900, contact departure on 123.04. Switching to departure on 123.04, CRJ-306.
Speed, autopilot engage, and speed we're gonna put up to 250.
CRJ-306, morning, climbing through 1,000. CR-306, Poznan departure identified. Climb flight level 180. Climb flight level 180, CRJ-306.
Flaps up. Now we can turn off the end to continuous, and we are pretty much all set. Let me find that chart. I'll put it in.
306, contact Warsaw radar on 125.45. Switching to Warsaw radar on 125.45, CRJ-306.
I'll put them in the chat here. So here's one of them. That's one link. And then I have another one as well, which
306, morning, climbing through 3,000 feet to flight level 180.
goes over the German signs and line side signs.
Identified. Retime Ross, GW, given H1000.
So I use both of these as kind of a reference if I really want to get like real in depth with it. I gotta play with my settings because I have it set like optimized, but the clouds always look so kind of grainy. I know that's a thing with the simulator here, but I wasn't really expecting it that to happen. All right, we can set standard pressure now. One thing I wish that Aerosoft would change is being able to click in the center of these buttons here. Like this one here, nav source, these here, it's like near impossible sometimes to click on them. Click on the center. I'll get some music going here in a minute. All right, we're in climb speed. That's good. Yeah, we're pretty much all set now. Let me try going in the back of the bus real quick. I swear I was able to do it in other... It might have just been that one particular livery. It might have been that downloaded one for Sky West. That might be it. This is the only other livery I've ever tried to...
The announcement has been made, and the guests can now use their electronic devices. Dear guests, oh my gosh, I have some super exciting news. You can now use your electronic devices. Yay! Just make sure they're set to airplane mode, okay? And like, if you want to share your experience, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Also, after our snack service, I'll be coming around to sell some cute articles from the Lufthansa shop, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for being awesome, and enjoy the flight.
Thank you, Georgina. Oh yeah, no, their lights are different. The signage is different. Yeah, like and usually in the German trains you're going by so fast, like it's like a blur. So just being able to catch any of them is great. I know that the ones with the two yellow dots going diagonal down, like southwest kind of going like this way. I know that means like there's a stop coming up or something like that. But oh, we got to change our speed. 290. There we go. We'll probably get vectored into the landing. We're probably not going to do the whole landing today, like the whole arrival and stuff. Usually say intentions vectors us. See if that happens again. I know it's not always the most accurate, but they are working on it, from what I understand. It's a fun airplane to fly. Gonna mute myself for a minute. I gotta take this phone call. I'm back. Trying to get our speed back to about 0.74, it looks like. There's no auto throttle in this machine, so we gotta... Now, I usually use speed mode to descend in this airplane, but I was reading in the material that comes with this plane that actually the preferred method, I guess in real life, is to use, vehicle speed, which would make sense, but... So, this screen here, this direct to screen, like our top of descent is... Let's see here. Let me look at the top of descent here. So between 07 and 08. So they're saying the info that shows here when we get to it is what we should use. Like if it says like minus 1200 or 1500, use that. So we'll try that, and then we'll have to adjust the speed accordingly. The thing with speed mode is that when you use speed mode, the only thing you really have to do is just adjust the throttle, and that'll adjust your your angle of descent. Versus VS mode, you have a not only throttle to worry about, but also VS mode too.
Contact track info on 136.275. Contacting Prague info on 136.275, CRJ-900. CRJ-900, morning, maintaining
Level 320.
CRJ-306 Prague Info, moin. CRJ-306 Prague Info. Expect the Kira 5 Alpha arrival. I'll have you descending in about 20 minutes, or feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Oh.
Expect the Kira 5 Alpha arrival. We'll wait for the descent instructions, but we'll let you know if we need it sooner. CRJ-306.
I didn't realize we'd be descending so quick. I thought this was like a 2-hour flight. We got to get our airspeed down a little bit. That's a little surprising, actually, the engine noise right now. I guess you can hear it on your end too, but like I decreased the engines a bit and I didn't hear a difference at all. Very odd if this is true Boris. My favorite Russian. What I'm going to do while we're cruising, let me take a moment and actually get everything set up for descent actually. All right, so we have a course at 246. So let's go into would love to be able to push this button in here. Oh, there we go. So let's go into heading mode. Let me switch nav sources here. And plug in our course. Hey, what up, Don? What's happening, dude? All right, we got 246 there. And let me set up 246 over here. And we have 11135. That sucks, man. Hopefully you'll be okay, man. Yeah, being under the weather is no fun, that's for sure. All right, and our decision height. Like it's anywhere from 100 to 117. And Don's always stirring up trouble, man. Why does it say TCAS is off? All right, 117, that's good. And we are going to be descending down to... What's our initial descent going down to? Say 26,000. Well, having every vaccine, that I think that explains a lot about you, Don. All right, when we get a little closer to top of descent, I'm going to click the VS button, but not alter this at all. We'll give it time to kind of marinate, and then we'll head down.
CRJ-306, contact Prague radar on 135.135.
Contacting Prague radar on 135.135, CRJ-306. Prague radar, CRJ-306, morning, maintaining flight level 320. CRJ-306, Prague radar, identified, Dobra, IC, rod on no.
It looks like staying around 270 knots indicated airspeed is the sweet spot for today. We're probably going to turn a few miles early since I have half bank turned on. Let's turn that off and see what happens. Oh, I do hear it on this side, actually. So on the other side of the cabin, when I moved the throttles back, I didn't hear a difference. I heard it now. Wow, look at all those planes out there. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Getting sleepy listening to this engine and the music. I should probably go back and put on the music I used to put on, like the grungy techno, dark synth wave, industrial music.
CRJ-306, Prague radar, contact Munich radar on 126.175. Switching to Munich radar on 126.175, CRJ-306. EPWR CRJ-306, afternoon, maintaining flight level 320.
CRJ-306 Munich radar identified service. CRJ-306 Munich radar cleared for the Kilo 5 Alpha arrival. When you're ready, descend. Flight level 260.
Cleared for the Kira 5 Alpha arrival. Descend flight level 260 when ready. CRJ-306.
Oh my gosh, everyone! We have just left our cruising altitude and started our approach to Frankfurt, yay! So, can everyone please return to your seats, stow the tables, and fasten your seatbelts? Oh, and just a heads up, the lavatories are now off limits, okay? Thanks for being super awesome. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SI_Georgina for all the fun updates.
Hey, what's up, Darren? Plug in the length of the runway. And the height is 148. I think I'll double check that in a moment here. $63. This airplane, you can't switch the active mode of the heads-up display, but if I was, it would be probably A1 or 2 for category 1 or 2, but can't change it, not like in the EMDG one. You can change that. Alright, I think they said go down to 260, didn't they? Let me double check what they said here. Yep. Yo, Skybro, let them know we're at 260 flight level.
Yo, Gregory. I'll let Munich radar know we're at flight level 260. Munich radar CRJ-900, Munich radar Lufthansa Cityline 2306, maintaining flight level 260.
Will probably be vectored to the runway instead of doing the full arrival and approach. Landing elevation is, what do we plug in a second ago? 60. Plug in 363. Alright, we got the landing rate in.
CRJ-306, contact Langen radar on 127.725.
Switch to Langen radar on 127.725, CRJ-306. Langen radar, CRJ-306, evening, maintaining flight level 260. CRJ-306, Langen radar, identified. Hello?
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I like the CRJs a lot. They're a lot of fun to fly. Always been a big fan of the CRJs. I just bought this one yesterday. I had the 5 and the 700, but I wound up just buying the bundle yesterday. Because you know, the flight, this is probably the first time you've seen one of my, I know you watched one the other day, but usually the flights that I do, I try to recreate like a real life flight. And I just didn't want to do this flight if I didn't have a CRJ-900. So I wound up buying it. My favorite plane. In the simulator, it's got to be probably the F-14 Tomcat that I have. That's probably my overall favorite plane, but as far as like passenger planes, probably the 777 from PMDG or the Phoenix A320, probably a toss-up between those two. Oh yeah, 737-200 is a sweet plane, dude. Yeah, those are nice. What is my... am I getting down to 5,000 feet? Like... Yeah, the 777's nice. Yeah, it's really tough for me to put a finger on my favorite. Like, I really like the Concorde. I like the ATR. I like some of the propeller planes that I have, like the FS Reborn Viper 500. I really like the Just Flight Viper Turbo Arrows that I have. It's a tough call, dude. I think overall the F-18, I mean the F-14 is definitely like my overall, and then it's got to be a toss-up between that Phoenix and the PMDG. Just Flight makes, I mean, like the F-28 from Just Flight and the RJ, I mean, like they make some really good planes too. But I'm thinking about the engine noise too. That F-28's got some banging engine sounds. So does the 777. I love the way the 777 sounds when you're first lighting up the engines for the first time. How it that low growl and then the whir and then the... Alright, I thought they would have vectored us into this landing to go kind of like from here right over to our approach instead of going like down and around, but I guess they're not doing that. So putting in the length and the height of the runway, it should be putting this reticle right on the sweet spot of the touchdown zone. We'll see if it does it. In PMDG, we can actually switch the mode. Right now it's in primary. I want to switch it into instrument mode, but that doesn't look like I can do it. Instrument mode gets rid of a lot of the clutter on the sides of the heads-up display. I'm guessing they're going to vector us down at some point.
CRJ-306, long and radar descent flight level 110.
But I thought...
Descending to flight level 110, CRJ-306.
Boy, that hum is pretty good from those engines. It's either the HUD, putting the HUD up, or keeping this open, but I need to see how fast I'm going. Especially in this plane, since there's no, oh, thanks, Phoenix. Yeah, especially in this plane, since there's no auto throttle. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been happy with the name. Like, my channel's kind of been stagnant for a little bit now. That's mainly my fault. One, for changing the name, and two, for, like, just not making a lot of content. And, I want to get the channel rolling again, because it was on a good roll for a while. I was like, I need to change the name. I started playing around with it. And, yeah, the Fat Flyers Federation and Gaming, you don't have to be fat to be in the Federation, but I'm fat. For now, I'm fat. I'm working on losing it, but for now, I'm fat. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good name. What's the METAR where we're going today? 999 and 2050. So I have 5,000 programmed in for the altitude. We're supposed to go down to 11,000. They're probably going to give us our next altitude before we get to 11,000. My guess, pretty close to the arrival. I'm sorry, pretty close to the approach, technically speaking. Transition altitude is 5,000, by the way. Sure we got terrain mode turned on. Traffic up. The other flight I was thinking about doing instead of this one was flying the E190 from Berlin to London City Airport. Might do that one tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go back on tonight. I always want to, and then I just get comfortable. I wind up putting on something to watch, and then just kind of vegging out.
Contact Frankfurt approach on 118.505.
Got it, Chad?
Switching to Frankfurt approach on 118.505 CRJ-306.
Shit, it got rid of the our frequencies. Mother trucker. I didn't put it back on manual, that's why. Damn it. Is it 11135? It's got our approach already, even though we're not in localizer mode right now. It's showing it anyways on this screen. I love that it does that. All right, let's switch this to V speeds. Getting ready to hold. Yo, Chad, find out if we can descend down to our approach altitude.
Yo, Gregory, I'll hit up Frankfurt approach for descent clearance.
Oh, you know what? I never turned our landing lights off.
306 Frankfurt approach. Lufthansa Cityline 2306 requesting descent to approach altitude.
CRJ-306. Expect the ILS Yankee runway 25 right approach into Frankfurt via DF426.
Nice. Yeah, sunset looks pretty.
Right approach via DF426 CRJ-306.
Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for arrival.
Okay, Captain, the cabin is all set for arrival.
CRJ-306. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 right approach, DF426 transition.
Cleared for the ILS runway 25 right approach, DF426 transition, CRJ-306.
Yeah, I think the smaller ones are a bit more. I don't know. It looks to me more like a bombardier kind of private jet. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. These look really strange. Like it's really elongated. I don't know. It looks like the engines should be a little bigger on these longer CRJs. I can't remember the last time I seen a 1 or a 200 in a long time. We got, let's see here, dial in 999. Maybe we're too far out from the airport. I'll need to check that out. All right, Darren. See you later, dude. Thanks for stopping by. You know, it got rid of our localizer again. Why does it keep on doing that? That's weird. I've never really had that as a problem before in this airplane. Yeah, man. See you on Discord, dude. Alright, I think we're okay now. That was weird. Oh, we still got 20 some. Oh, no wonder. I didn't realize this approach and arrival were so far out from the airport. We still got 20 some miles left. Alright, well, we're captured on the localizer. Now we just need to... I wouldn't have asked to descend so early if I realized that we were still 20 miles out from the airport. Ew. Doesn't look like we're 20 miles out. I mean, we can see it pretty clearly.
0.78, CRJ-306. Frankfurt Tower, CRJ-306, evening. We're established on the ILS for runway 25 right approach.
CRJ-306, Frankfurt Tower identified. Continue approach for runway 25 right.
All right, glide slope is captured. So I should bring the flight stick a little closer to me now so I can actually use it. We're looking at a landing speed of about 140. Yeah, we put the wheels down a little too soon, and yeah, okay. I really didn't realize that we were 25 miles out of the airport when I was asking to go down to 5,000 feet. I thought, I didn't read the distance of the approach and the arrival when I was making the route. Anyways, whatever, we're good. Not like I really did anything wrong, but it's just not as accurate as I would like to be. Almost time for the train simulator. Start drooling immediately. Fall asleep and drool. I fall asleep so often in the train simulator. I have a habit of putting it on at night when it's dark. And then the next thing I know, it's like I hear Sifa going off, waking me up. Thank goodness for Sifa.
CRJ-306 Frankfurt Tower with 185 at 10, runway 25 right, clear to land.
Runway 25 right, clear to land, CRJ-306.
Cabin crew, we've been cleared for landing. Take your seats for landing, please.
Okay, Captain. Cabin crew is taking seats for landing. Oh my gosh, everyone. We are like totally cleared for landing. Can you please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts? The weather in Frankfurt is like 7 watermelons. And there are some clouds, but no rain. Yay! Thanks for being super awesome. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at
Guess that's the autopilot off button right here. That's it. Let me see here. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. God, I gotta take a piss so bad. Been holding it for a while. I'm like, God. I want to do this landing real quick and then I'll go. All right, we are about 1,000 feet. Let's go in for landing. Autopilot's off.
1,000.
And it is kind of windy. It's a pretty approach. Wasn't really trying to go over this far, but the wind was pushing us.
500.
Oh, frame rate. That's something I really need to work on. Figuring out how to get my frame rate better around airports. I guess I gotta turn like ground textures down and
100. Minimums 100. Minimums 50, 40, 20, 10.
whew, definitely not my best landing. Boy, that frame rate was really getting me. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on tonight actually. Maybe instead of streaming, I'll figure out like how to get my frame rate better. Or I'll do another flight maybe and maybe I'll do another flight and turn everything down. Like like landing textures, ground textures, shit like that.
CRJ-900.
That makes it so difficult to land when it stops and starts and stops and starts and stops and starts. Alright.
Contacting ground on 121.805, CRJ-306.
All right, let's do a couple of things here. Let's go to menu. I mean, I just had a
Oh my
landing.
gosh, everyone. What a landing, right? It was like,
Frankfurt
whoa.
ground,
But hey, we made it.
CRJ-3.
Hang on a second. I mean, I just landed a plane. What the hell did I don't even remember what plane I landed the other. It was a airliner. I landed, it was like minus 139. Like, I can do good landings. Oh yeah, when I landed at Innsbruck. In the 737, I think it was. I mean, I can do good landings. It's just lately, like the last couple, like ever since I've been doing this, you know what? Ever since I've been doing the beta update, ever since I've been in this beta version, oh no, this isn't beta. This is 2020. I don't know. It seems like the last couple of weeks, I had really bad frame rate issues around airport. I know it has to do with like ground textures and scenery and traffic and stuff like that. I just really don't want to like change a lot of it. But I guess I don't really have a choice. It's either, you know, land like that, not as good as it could be, or change it so I can not have as much graphics on the way. I'll have to look at it. There's not like one simple method to fix it though. That's the thing. Like it's not like it's one thing to fix it. All right. Flight simulator. sim. It should be showing any moment now on screen here. There we go. Give me a minute. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Now, I was thinking just now, which can be dangerous times for me. I'm wondering, you know, when I have that flight, the traffic injector turned on, wondering if the combination between that and, like, I never turned down the regular traffic indicator. I'm wondering if those two are like combating against each other. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's why the frame rates have been a little wonky. Okay, trains, train depot, timetable. You're going from Frankfurt to Berlin. And we're gonna make it really snowy outside. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find a blog or something like that that talks about that. I'm wondering if that's why it's always bad around airports, because it's only around airports that it's bad. You know, the rest of the time it's fine. I'm wondering if it's bad because the traffic injector is like battling against the sim traffic from Microsoft, and then all the textures on ground. I'm gonna have to look into that. All right, let's go. So let's go ahead and cab lights on. Forward, let's open up the doors. All right, let's turn on all the equipment. So let's go down here. So we got to turn on LZB, ZB, Sifa. Okay, all that is good. Let's turn on LZB now. Got to turn on AFB first. So AFB 9, 6. Put on the windshield wipers. And what I'm gonna take this stick here, move this all the way forward. That way, once this dot moves to a new speed, it'll just move it automatically. Hey, when I'm done streaming, I'm gonna order dinner. I'm gonna see if I can do Chinese, if I can. I don't know if I can yet. No, do I need to be?
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Alright guys, if you're scared to ask me, then don't ask me. We have the blue U down here, which means we're good for AFB and LZB and all that. The B means that we're in an area where it's ready. Now we'll put the throttle all the way up. We are on our way to Castle Wilhelmshow, Platform 3, Berlin. Yeah, I always use the HUD in this game. If the screens were more interactable, like if I could interact with them more and really use them the way that we would like in the flight simulator, I would turn the HUD off most of the time, but see how our speed moved all the way up by itself? That's because we have the AFB lever all the way forward. Dead pedal. I don't know if going so fast in the snow is a good idea, but we'll give it a try. If we wind up crashing, we crash. But I think we'll be okay. A lot of this is in under tunnels. When I was reading about this this actual railway years ago, when I first started playing this simulator, that they wanted to try to keep this as flat as possible so it could go as fast as possible. And really the way to do that was just to kind of blow holes through all these different mountains. And they're supposed to have like some sort of advanced mode coming out in this simulator at some point, where you'll be able to use a lot more of the screens in depth and all that. Most of the screens you can't interact with at all. Some of the freight trains you can do cruise control on, like the CSX type trains, and then this train, but a lot of them you really can't interact with screens at all. It's just pushing a few buttons to get it rolling. And now if we have a red G that pops up on the screen at some point, that means we need to start slowing down. If it starts flashing, that means we really need to slow down. And if it flashes for too long, it's going to bring our train to a stop. It's going to put the emergency brakes on, and it'll be that. Yeah. Kind of a bad landing today. That frame rate's really messing me up. Yo, what up, Frankie? I just don't know if it's the traffic injector and the regular traffic that's causing the frame issues, or it's only been like the last like 2 weeks. Weird. Maybe I have too much memory tied up with games on the PC. Maybe I should get rid of some games, and I have like 500 gigabytes free. Maybe I don't have enough memory free. I'll have to look into that too. Maybe I don't have enough yeah. Rip for sure. I have to spill a little out for him later on when I'm drinking something. I have to put a little drop out there for him. So many things that could be going on and why the frame rate's bad around airports. It's really something I don't want to mess around with though. Like I really just don't want to. I really don't want to put the effort into fixing it, but I'm gonna have to because it sucks during takeoff and landings, and those are like some of the most crucial points of flying is taking off and landing. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it now. It is what it is. The flight's already done. The damage is done. I mean, it wasn't a terrible landing. It was just like double the feet per minute from what I usually do. Like usually I'm like in the mid 2s, maybe 300 at the most. Usually this time it was like just over 500. Not good. Unless the CRJ is supposed to be landed like that. I mean, I got 4 out of 5 stars. Maybe the CRJ is not meant to land real soft. Maybe you're supposed to smack it on the ground. It looks like a kind of plane that could take abuse though. It looks like it's that kind of plane where you can really put a good thumping on it. Sifa. Sifa. Time to resume. Never get to drive in the snow. Most of the scenarios that I do, I usually do the journeys, like the different scenarios they have, like the pre-made journeys. I don't think any of them really have snowstorms. Yeah, I like this. I can't now in this game. I can't really say what's my favorite train. They're all kind of different in their own way. You know, the TGV in France, all the different trains in the London area, the OBS or the OBB one over like in Austria is great. That's a fun one. The different ones in America from Amtrak on the East Coast and the CSX cargo train, like they all kind of got their own like special deal. Like there's a couple of trains here in Germany that actually, when you're giving it throttle, they do like the do re mi fa sol la ti do. Like it's really cool. The Vectrons, I think they're called. I really think it's a toss-up with money between this and the flight simulator on what I've spent more money on over the years. I've bought so many trains and DLCs with this over the years. Almost I would say like probably 70 or 80% of the content that's come out like in the last 3 or 4 years with this I bought. Not including the regular game. I'm talking about like DLCs and add-ons and stuff like that. Green lights are good. I think being a train conductor would be a fun job. There's a channel on YouTube I like. It's Norway Train Girl or something like that. It's a girl who lives over like in Sweden, Norway, somewhere up there. She's a conductor. She like sets up a GoPro on the front like this is here, kind of like this, and then you just look at the train track the whole time. She drives through a bunch of snow. She goes this fast on those train tracks. At least it seems, I don't know if she goes 100 miles an hour like this, but you know, she looks like she's doing a good 60 to 80 miles an hour most of the time. One DLC I haven't bought yet, which I think I'm gonna get ready to buy. I just landed a new job, so I'm thinking I'm gonna treat myself to it. But it goes from like it goes from like North Italy into the Alps into Austria. And it's supposed to be awesome, from what I've seen. I'm very close to buying it. I think it's still on sale. It's like 10% off, which every little bit helps nowadays. I read somewhere that this center line here that we're looking at means that LZB is good in this area. I don't know how much truth there is in that. And we are halfway there pretty much. We got like another maybe 20 minutes left on this. I wanted to do a short route. I didn't want to be in the train for like an hour and a half. Maybe I'll do maybe we'll do some more train activities tonight. We'll do some other routes with some other types of trains. Maybe. Parts of it look more realistic, yeah. I mean, the routes are true to form. It's actual routes and actual stops you're going to. I just the whole frame rate thing with the airports is really bugging me. Like when I was on Xbox, I understood it, and I found a way to kind of offset it. But with the computer, I didn't have that issue until like the last like couple of weeks, and I'm wondering if it's because I have too much stuff downloaded on the computer now. I'm wondering if it's because I have too many games on the computer now. You know, and I think up until like I think when I had a terabyte of memory, it was still fine, but now I'm down to like 500. I'm wondering if that's got anything to do. I really need to play around with that. I just don't want to put the time into it. That's the thing. Like, I wish it was just as easy as clicking a button. Like, you know, oh, frame rate problem, no problem. Oop, frame rate fixed. But yeah, man, like, if I wasn't talking to you guys, I probably would have been asleep already. Until Sifa goes off, and then if I hear it, it'll wake me up and... But in this area with LZB on like we have, you know, if there's danger or a stop we have to get up to, the train will just come to a complete stop on its own. You may have to help brake it a little bit. You may have to help, you know, apply more brake pressure than the system is putting on, but it'll stop on its own, and then it'll start back up again on its own. It had to have taken them a long time to build this. I mean, it's so many tunnels. Tunnels are tough to do. I mean, it's not like you just like blow the hole out and then it's done. Gotta blow the back out of it too. No, I'm just kidding. But you have to, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into building tunnels. About 20 miles left. That won't take too long when you're going 100 miles an hour. Two green lights is good. 2 yellow lights in that position, I think that means there's a stop coming up. I'd have to go back and read the German book again. The book I have goes over what all the different signs mean in Germany. To be honest, I don't really care that much. That's the thing. Like, I could go and read it, sure. But, like, do I want to? No. Not like it's gonna make... It's not like it's gonna really add anything to my life. It's not like my life is gonna get better in some way because I now understand what these different lights mean. I'd rather put that time into something else, to be honest. Like, you know, somebody wants to research it and let me know. Go ahead. Other than that, I'm good. Maybe that's just me being lazy. I don't know. Am I allowed to be lazy at my age? Like I'm in my 40s. Am I allowed to be like lazy at times, or do I still need to be like running around all the time? Do I need to be busy all the time, or is it okay to be like stationary? Like I like doing nothing. Doing nothing is a lot of fun. Not all day, but a good chunk of the day it's fun. Yeah, my daughter came down like 20 minutes ago when I first got into the train. I muted myself. I think I'm off of mute now, right? Yeah, I'm not on mute anymore. That'd be something, right? If I was talking this whole time and I was on mute. She's like, I got something to ask you. I'm like, okay. She's like, well, I don't want to. And I'm like, well, then I'm going back online. Like, I'm like, she always gets nervous that I'm going to get mad, but like, I can't remember the last time I ever got mad for her asking me something. Usually it has to do with her wanting something. But I'm not really trying to spend money right now because I haven't had a paycheck in like a month and a half. I just landed a new job today. I just got the offer, like the official offer. So I have until February 13th is my first day. So I think the next like 2 weeks, I'm just going to make a ton of content. Just be on just make a bunch of content. I'd like to be over 1,000 subscribers by the time I start work again. I've been at I've been at this number of subscribers for months now, which sucks, but it is my, I put it on me completely. I think it's definitely my fault. I just haven't been regular with content, and I think some of the content I've made lately has not been too good. Or maybe I'm just not showing up in the algorithm as much as I used to because I keep on getting content strikes. I keep on getting content strikes because of the, I believe it's because of the music I had in the intro. Even though it's copyright-free music, for some reason I keep on getting like a mark against it, and I think because of that, I'm just not showing up in the algorithm as much as I used to. So, that's why I changed the intro. If you go back and watch the beginning of this, now it's just like a starting soon thing instead of the music and stuff like that. But yeah, the song I was using, I got... Ooh, there's 2 lights. That means we're probably slowing down soon. Let's see if a red G pops up soon. Actually, when I changed my name back to All About Aviation X from like Sim Elite or something like that, when I changed it, I was just griping about frame rate issues again. I need to do more research on Microsoft and frame rate, because I don't know if it's, first of all, it's good, thank you. Hopefully you're doing good. But I think I don't know if it's because I've been running out of memory. Well, I think it's more than just optimizing. Like, I don't know if it's the traffic injector and the Microsoft traffic battling each other. I don't know if it's because I'm down to like 500 gigabytes of memory on my computer now, and I need to bump that back up to closer to 1,000. I don't know if, you know, because yeah, maybe maybe when you have like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe we'll jump on a Zoom call or something like that, and I'll share my screen with you or something like that, because it was fine for a while. I'll try that first. Yeah, I didn't really, it hasn't been bad until my memory got down to about 500. Yeah, when I get back from getting dinner tonight, I'll play with it a bit. But yeah, it's been bad lately. Like, I mean, I've had some really good landings lately, where the frame rate hasn't been an issue, but like tonight's landing, man, it was minus 527, which is not in my wheelhouse usually. Usually, and I was actually trying tonight, but it got like stuck. Yeah. Watch that 139 I did the other day in Innsbruck. That was a sweet landing. I floated a little bit, but I floated on purpose to get a lower landing rate. We just hit like the marks right after the touchdown zone. But yeah, it was getting stuck often on the way down into Frankfurt tonight. The flight itself was really good. It was just that last little bit tonight. Now, if I never met you, then I don't think I would be griping about my landing rate, to be honest. Like, I don't want to disappoint you. I'm like, no. What's the captain gonna say? Shit. We've been on a good streak lately. Like, I don't want to mess it up. I'm 100% blaming on the frame rate, because I don't think I would have gone from 50 feet to 10 feet as quickly if the frame rate wasn't an issue, but like, it got stuck, and next thing I know, it was like 20 feet, 10 feet, and I'm like, what am I gonna do at that point? Just land, lick my wounds, and try again another day. Yeah, the lower settings are probably what's best. Because I've noticed lately too, like the cloud textures are really shitty as well, so it's probably, I probably need just to lower everything a bit. So there's an optimization tool that's with NVIDIA, and I usually just use that. Sometimes it works out really good, sometimes not so much, but yeah, if you want to take a few minutes to do that, that would be cool. But yeah, when I'm done this, I got to get dinner for the offspring, and then when I get back tonight, I'll play with it, because it's really only been an issue in and around airports, landing and taking off. And it's not just with one plane, it's been with every plane lately too. No, that beat means we're going to be slowing down soon. I would love to get to a point with this simulator. If anybody from Dovetail is watching this, make your screens interactable so I can get rid of the HUD. Like, if we could really like interact with these screens like you can in Microsoft, I would love to get rid of the HUD and make this more realistic looking, but I can't do it. But I have no idea what angle I'm at. I have no idea what speeds are coming up next. It's almost like you force us to use this HUD. If I knew some sort of hex or curse to put on you, Dovetail, I would do it. I'll just say it, I curse you, Dovetail. You learned all the bad ways of the Force from Asobo before Asobo left you guys. That voodoo magic on him. Yeah, I mean, we only got like 7 miles left, so we're gonna, unless this train is gonna slow down, unless this train's just gonna stop on its own, which it very well could. I haven't taken this train to Berlin in a long time, so I don't remember if LZB works in Berlin or not. Now we have 2 green lights again. That's good. Can't see shit. Oh, here's the older ICE train. Not seeing any indicators going off. Usually when it beeps like that, it's because either LZB is going away. All right, we have 6,058 kilometers until the next change. It looks like 56, 54. Okay, there's the G that popped up. Means we need to start slowing down. I just don't know what's coming up in 5,800, 600 kilometers. Let's see if it starts flashing. Okay, so we need to be at 180 kilometers an hour in a kilometer, so we should start slowing down here. There we go. Now it's moving on its own. Very good. We can see this is starting to move on its own now. The red G down here means that we need to slow down. If it starts flashing, we need to slow down quicker. The U means that we're still under LZB, which essentially it's like autopilot for the train. It'll stop on its own, it'll start back up on its own. That I that just popped up is Sifa. That makes sure we're still awake. If we don't interact with the dead man pedal in time, then it'll put the emergency brakes on automatically and kill the throttle. This train's not such a big deal. You can really get this train back up and running easy. But some trains you have to go through a whole process of engaging the emergency brakes. It's a whole, some trains you have a huge process to get them back up and running. This yellow line here is putting the brakes on. I got you, bitch. I got your Sifa. Alright, we are slowing down on its own, so it looks like this whole area is LZB, which is good. One of the things I like best about this is that there's no landing rate with this game. No landing rate with this one. Alright, we made it to Berlin. from Wroclaw, Poland to Berlin in a matter of like 3 hours. Not bad. Probably would have been quicker if we just flew here directly, but where's the fun in that? Well, now that you're awake, dude, before I jump out of this train, I'll show you what to do. Hang on a second. You can always go back and watch again, but so in this train, same as the other ICE train, down here in this cabinet, LZB, EZB, and you don't have to do Sifa. I always turn it on because you get more points. But definitely PZB and LZB you got to do. And then this screen right here, you have to push 9 for AFB. Number 6. And then push 0 again to go back to the main screen, and then you just move the AFB lever to the speed you want. I just usually put it all the way forward. But yeah. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. All right, well, I gotta go. I got hungry kids that are teenagers and they can't really fend for themselves, I guess. So yeah, maybe we'll do more train action tonight. I don't know. I do want to play around with some settings though, so maybe we'll do some trains tonight and do something else later. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it, my friends. I will see you on the next episode of the Airplane Show. I'm not going to do my normal goodbye screen because I keep on getting dinged for it. For content creator, I keep on getting like a copyright strike, even though I shouldn't be getting one. So I'm just going to say goodbye and see ya. And I'll still make the face, don't worry. But anyways, I'll see y'all either later tonight or tomorrow for sure. That's about it, my friends. See you guys later. See ya.